so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you.
Hello out there, I'm Max Zerflew, and this is Thoughts for Rent. Realtors keeping it real. Welcome back. I'm here with Jenni McKenna.
That is correct. I am Jenni McKenna.
How are you today?
I'm wonderful, Max
Awesome.
Zerflew.
You know what this is? Thoughts for Rent. It's a podcast about anything and everything from Nevada to basketball to social media to real estate, because we are realtors keeping it real. Let's get into it. Today, we want to talk a little bit about what, Jenni?
Well, I got this interesting email this week that was talking about people that are moving into Nevada and where people are moving out of Nevada and where they're going. And I had a lot of my clients in the property management world say to me during the LA fires that were a few months ago, well, I imagine everyone in California is going to want to move to Nevada. And so when I saw this come across my email, I thought, I kind of want to share this because I found it interesting to me. So maybe other people would find it interesting.
Everyone seems a little optimistic. That would be like, there's like 20 some million people in California.
Oh,
they couldn't all move here.
No, and you have to remember, as I've told many of my clients, we don't have a beautiful ocean. Nevada's got a lot of great things, but we do not have an ocean that you get to go out and watch the sunsets. And it is, I mean, everybody who's been to California's coast, it's gorgeous. That's why so many people live there.
Only thing prettier than the California coast is the Oregon coast.
Well, I'll give you
Go
that.
Ducks.
I'll give you that.
I'm born and raised in Oregon, as you know, and the Oregon coast is awesome.
So on this particular email, it was interesting because it shows out of all of California, 42,000 and change have come from California into Nevada.
What about going from Nevada to California? You think people move there? Probably.
Interesting, because you would think that that would be a tougher move. Coming from California to Nevada with, our lower property tax, the entry level of housing, all of that kind of stuff is much easier in Nevada than it is California. However, 21,633 went from Nevada to California.
Maybe that's the ocean. Maybe that's the green trees. Maybe that's some of the scenery.
It could be.
Just some of the vibe out there, because we do live in a desert. I don't know if you heard that or not. But
we do.
This is a desert.
This is
true. It can get pretty hot in the summer. But we're also void of some of those disasters that other parts of the country see.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, just this week, Tennessee was hit with massive amounts of flooding. A couple of weeks ago, Alabama had tornadoes that went through their state. I've lived here for 54 years. I've never had a tornado.
Does that mean that's how old you are?
That is how old I am.
Well, I mean, totally. I heard a stat yesterday that there are as a rule, 856 wildfires in California every year.
Wow. I didn't know it was that high.
The wind blows and it happens. And, the wind blows here too. We can get up to 40, 50 miles an hour. But it's not as bad as California sometimes. So anyways, I just think that that's one of the positives here in Nevada. I've been living here for 32 years now, not 54 like you.
Well,
and ever since I got here, people are going, everybody's moving to Nevada. And I always thought it would end or something. It would be a time when it would go, okay, no one's moving here anymore. But they just keep on coming, and we keep on growing.
Let me ask you, since you're not born and raised here in Las Vegas like I am,
show off.
What keeps you here? Why is Nevada something that keeps you here?
Well, a couple things.
Okay.
You're here.
Well,
my wife.
Besides that.
Well, the industry we're involved in is a wonderful thing to be here in Nevada. A lot of opportunities, so that keeps us here. Our children, 2 of our children live here now, and that's obviously a reason to stay here. Although we've had this discussion a lot in our marriage that maybe we move back to Oregon, but there's something in Oregon that you don't want to experience.
Rain and no sunshine. Well, okay, so let me give you this stat. This is one that was more surprising than even the California moving to Nevada, and Nevadans moving to California. Look at this number. Over 7,000 moved from Nevada to Washington. Mm-hmm. Now, in Washington, they experience kind of the same thing that Oregon does, which is a little less sunshine and a lot of rain, which in my opinion is depressing as can be. So Nevada, You get the sunshine so many days out of the year. You don't have a bunch of cloudy rain. Yesterday, it was rainy in the afternoon. It was sunny in the morning, sunny at night. It was just the right amount of cloud cover. And I think that sums up what Nevada's weather's like most of the time.
That sounded like a song. Sunny in the morning, sunny. I think it is a song, actually. Well, I'm from Oregon, and I miss the rain. I love the rain. It's liquid sunshine.
Well,
What
let's
about
talk.
Texas? Did you know, this is funny, it rains more in Houston per annum than it does in Portland, Oregon?
Oh, that's crazy. I
crazy.
did not know that.
Yeah.
That must be why in Houston, when you're driving, they have all those weird on and off ramps that are so elevated because they have to keep the water from coming onto the freeway.
Maybe, but Texas is another place people move to. Like, I think some people have moved from Nevada to Texas, and some people have moved from Texas to Nevada. I wonder if this is normal, though. I wonder if we're looking at this from a different perspective. Maybe every state has people moving in and people moving out.
Could be. But let me ask you again. You've talked about family, you talked about real estate, you talked about your kids being here. What else is so unique and wonderful to keep you here in at least Las Vegas, Nevada?
Well, it's the entertainment capital of the world. There's all kinds of shows and attractions, celebrities, singers, comedians. It's nonstop. It's a rotating door of famous people performing. So great performance opportunities here to go see, right? Our restaurant game is strong, stronger than most places. You can get any kind of food, top notch,
Well, give me an
Michelin
example.
chefs. Huh?
Give me an example.
Well, we got a Peter Luger's here. That's a
I
steakhouse
love
that
Peter
we used to only be
Luger's.
able to find in New York.
I
great
also like the
Japanese
Sphere.
restaurants. Huh?
The Sphere, we went and saw the
Sure.
Eagles. I've never had a concert that blew my mind like that. I mean, if I was living anywhere in the United States, to have the experience that we had at the Sphere for the Eagles concert,
Yeah.
I would fly anywhere to have that. And it literally is 20 minutes from our door.
People fly here to see that.
Absolutely, they
So,
should.
yeah.
It's the best concert I've ever seen in my entire life.
We got the Golden Knights. We got the Raiders. We got the Oakland A's coming in. They're going to have an NBA team. We got the Aces. We got all the pro teams coming in, or they're already here. So we got everything. We got it all, except for that ocean you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, but there's a lot of states that don't have ocean. I also have to say that though we live in a construction zone all the time, usually in Las Vegas because of our growth, I don't find it all that miserable to get from one side of the town to the other side of the town. I mean, I think that, our freeway accessibility is pretty good.
No, it's good. I lived in LA, as you know, and it's always packed. I could kind of get anywhere in 20 minutes in LA. That's what they say in LA. I can get anywhere in 20 minutes, but if you don't know the roads, it can take you a long time. I will say that we don't really build big enough initially. Seems like we're always having to rebuild our freeways here in Nevada.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of with the same concept of nobody's 100% sure when maybe Las Vegas's population will become stagnant. You even said, when are they going to stop moving to Las Vegas? And you said that 30-something years ago.
I think the road planner said the same thing. Maybe it's going to stop. Let's just build it this big. Oops. Should have built it bigger, double.
Well, but the nice thing is we have the land. So we have the land to be able to expand. Yes, it's inconvenient when they start the construction, but we have the ability. We don't have to go in there and bulldoze down, commercial centers or homes in order to expand our freeway. So they did have some foresight because the land is there to expand our freeways.
Hey, I'm not a city planner. I don't know how it all works. I just know I get in my car and I drive somewhere and I get to the location.
Well, I will say this about Las Vegas, and this is the negative part. You ready?
There's a
Our
negative
bus
part?
system.
There's a negative part?
Yeah, our bus system blows. We need better public transit. That is for sure. But I think the reason why that is something that hasn't been elevated in our city is because we all have cars and it's very easy to get around. So you just invest in the car and then your life is get to one place to the other place pretty easy.
We're not a public transportation kind of city, so at least not yet. Who knows? Maybe that'll change.
So now let's talk about this. What about financial opportunities are in Las Vegas as far as if you're buying a property here? What's it like for real estate as far as coming to Nevada?
Well, if I was moving here from California, I would be amazed at how far my dollar would go when I'm purchasing real estate. I have clients that sell a home built in 1928 somewhere near San Jose or near Silicon Valley, 1,300 square foot old home. They sell it for like $2 million, and then they come to Nevada and they can buy, a really, really nice home for $800,000 to $1 million, and it just changes their life. So, if you're okay with the move, your real estate dollar goes a lot further here than it does in California. That's not a secret, though.
Okay. So even though we've been seeing our housing prices go up, we're, I think, at a medium of 490,000 right now.
I can't tell you the exact number, but it's in the high 400s, yeah.
And I remember in 1993, this is going to date everyone, I was flabbergasted when it got to 220,000. I was like, what? That's crazy, right?
That statement mostly only dated you because you're the one that made it. But yes, you're right.
So
the median home price was near or under 200,000 when I first moved here in 1990.
And I remember people saying in 1993, oh, this is it. It's not going to go any higher. This is so high. What are we going to do? We can't buy real estate and actually make money off of it because there's just no way it's going to get higher than that.
Remember when we bought our first house when we lived in, I think it was on Yam Hill, is that right?
Correct.
Yeah. And we had 2 kids. We had our second baby there. Well, you had them. I was there, but you had them. But then we moved to a larger house. And what's the big mistake we made? We
sold it. We should have never sold it. You're exactly right. 8391 Yam Hill. Should have never sold it.
Look that up in public records. I think we bought that for like $124,000 or something like that.
I think so.
And then we sold it. We had a little bit of an increase. So we were there for about 4 years, but we should have held on to that. Probably worth about $450,000 right now.
Hold real estate. What we should have done is exactly what I do right now, which is take properties that our owners are in a situation that they don't need to sell the property. And then I find them phenomenal residents that actually pay their mortgage.
Yeah, there's a very, very, very wise man whose name I won't share, but he said once in a seminar I was at, never sell real estate to get the money out of it. If you sell real estate, buy more real estate. By the way, did you just pinch my arm?
Well, because you were tapping the table again. He always taps the table. He drives me crazy.
She's trying to hide it under the thing.
What is something else that is very unique about Nevada?
Why was all the questions with all this Spanish Inquisition?
Because this is the only thing that I think is why, without an ocean, we'll just say we're a state without an ocean. Without an ocean, what keeps people here and then allows them to grow wealth or live a life that they want to live? And finances are part of that. So Nevada gives us an opportunity to do that. And one of the big key items is what? We don't have this.
Oh, you want me to say state income tax?
Amen, Brother Ben.
That's what you're fishing for?
Yep, because that's big. That is
huge,
very big. And Nevada does not have state income tax. So that is a phenomenal opportunity for people that want to move here to Nevada.
Yeah, we'll get people coming here to make the headquarters of their businesses here so they can take advantage of that as well.
Take advantage in every possible way you can.
And I think that's why we have huge warehouse businesses. We have what's that place called? It stores all the data off of 250.
Oh, Switch.
That thing's huge.
Yeah.
And
it keeps growing.
One of the benefits of bringing your business here is to not have that state income tax that you have to be a part of.
The other thing that I know keeps people here, and maybe they're not so quick to go to some of the other East Coast states, though those East Coast states you'd have to shovel the snow, which definitely would not make me happy. But
not
besides,
Florida,
right, that's true. I guess the northern East Coast states.
Northeast. Ooh.
I had a client that had a property northern East Coast state, and when she told me what her property taxes were, that could have bought a house in Las Vegas at the time.
To hear it is crazy when you're used to paying the property taxes that we've been paying here in Nevada for so long.
And what do we pay? What is our property tax?
I mean, it kind of averages out to about 1%. There's a whole algorithm and formula, but you're basically paying about 1% of what the property value is.
Which is crazy.
That's not very much, yeah.
Well, I do have some clients that complain about it, but I think honestly we have no reason to complain. That is a very low property tax number, and it it allows individuals to actually buy more home because the property taxes isn't going to be such a big number to have to pay.
No, sure. Absolutely. From an investment standpoint, that's going to be a positive. I was just thinking also that Nevada's located very favorably in that I can get to Huntington Beach in maybe 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Yep.
I can get north to Utah, to Bryce and Zion and some beautiful natural parks. I can hit Phoenix and then Mexico beyond that. So it's located very, very, which makes sense because it used to be a station along the Mormon Trail, if I'm not mistaken. So I think the location is really good for Nevada too.
Hey, and there's something that I learned in my real estate book many, many years ago. What is the most important thing to know in real estate?
State income. What are these quizzes?
Location.
Oh my God.
Location. And Nevada is located conveniently to so many wonderful states with so many really cool things.
Yeah, it's definitely true.
So to summarize, I think what we've said is, though there's been some natural disasters, some crazy weather out there, some weird political shifts in certain states, I don't think that anything is any different on people moving to Nevada than what it's been for the last 5 years. They see Nevada as an opportunity to buy a little something more. They don't have to worry about their state income tax. They don't have to worry about the tornadoes, the fires, the things of that nature. And then overall, you get lower property tax. So it is always going to be a drive, or at least on the short list of when people are trying to relocate from one state to another state. Would you agree?
Yes, and we haven't mentioned job opportunity. Lots of employment opportunities here that don't exist in other places. All these casinos, and you can be dealers, you can be, cashiers, you can be cocktail waitresses. There's a lot of different business opportunities that don't exist in other states.
Yep. What did they used to say? For every one hotel room, it offered 3 jobs.
Yeah, something like that. One
outside of
2.5 or something.
Yeah, outside of the hotel entertainment.
That's why we always get excited when there's going to be a new resort. You count the hotel rooms and you go, "Ooh, that's 10,000 more jobs." So it's an exciting place to be. You said like the last 5 years, but it's probably the last 25 years. Again, ever since I've been here, it's been growing. The growth is unbelievable. We're up and coming.
And I think for the most part, they've been able to keep up with it, to keep a good quality, way of life. There's a couple things that we're still working on. We need to get our school system tightened up a little bit better.
Yep.
But we're not perfect, but we certainly have a quality of life that is really good, in my opinion, here in Las Vegas.
I couldn't agree more. Las Vegas and Nevada is a up-and-coming state that offers an awful lot for you and your family and your business. So check us out. Good thing about our podcast, Jenni and I are accessible all the time. You can always call us at the office, 702-434-HOME, 702-434-4663. Ask for Jenni and Max and say, hey, I want to talk to you more about what you guys were talking about on your podcast. We are here for you and here for that. Right, Jenni?
And you can always email us at info@mckennateam.com. info@mckennateam.com. And if you think that you want to hear more of us or share this episode with somebody, feel free to do so. We would appreciate that.
We'd be okay with that?
Absolutely.
That's it, guys. Thoughts for Rent. Realtors keeping it real. We'll talk to you next time. Have a great day. Oh, there you go. Sound good? Okay, good. I'll pass over to Ireland. Here you go, Ken.
Thanks, Pops.